We're going to talk again about these early seats. We have some new information. So, Michael Paquette has chimed in the Panhead group on Facebook. He tells me that he has every drawing from Milsco, who made these seats, for Harley Davidson, from back in the day, all the way to, I think he said, the 1990s. So it turns out this is a early 47 seat, and in March 1947, they started offering, I couldn't date this catalog till now, but now this gives me a date. Started making this seat here, which we're about to show you. Go ahead and give a nice little look around the bike while I find the seat here. Here we go. So evidently in March, they stopped making this seat here with these bags. These are early Loctite bags, and went to this style of seat here and these style of bags here. Now, knowing Harley Davidson, you could have still got this seat or asked for the seat. They would have thrown it on if for some reason they didn't have some of these seats that day. That's just how they worked. But the later seat with the bigger star and the studs, according to Michael Paquette, who seems to have all the information, certainly got more than me, March is when they started making the studded seat and the studded bags. He's the one with all the stuff, so we'll go with his information. He's the only one I know that's got it. That was a revelation. So he has some other information. What I had conjectured, that this was the post-war style of seat in the early days, and that this seat here, the solo seat we have, was the post-war style here. He is confirmed. So it's interesting, this has 3 rivets on the back and it's bent down here, whereas that one has 1 rivet on the back. But the pre-war style says it has a jewel there. I've only seen 1. And the jewels on this seat did not come there. There was holes, no jewels when I got the bike. So I had some jewels and I put the jewels back in the holes because obviously that's what it was for. So somebody, I assume the person I bought the bike from, took the jewels out. The seat was in a bag, could have been the original owner, we'll never know. So my question was, what started all this, is when did this paneling started being manufactured? And they said in 47, so I guess in late 47 when they came out with this seat, they started making this paneling. I've seen these with leather though, so I still don't have the answer to that. And Michael Paquette says this is the deluxe police solo here. Has fox leather and it's paneling rear. So that was a question on that, which I didn't have. So this is the police deluxe solo. So that's new information. Now what we're still trying to determine here is what exactly this seat is. I got it on a 53 Pandit. I've seen plenty of others back in the day. Wayne Winters, his dad had bought out a dealership a long time ago, 50s or 60s, I forget. Oldest Kansas City Harley Davidson dealer building, et cetera, et cetera. He dropped the dealership because Harley wanted him to move to a new building, big surprise. I was there years ago, man. They had the stuff, and Wayne was just a kid back then. He's an adult now. But Wayne says he's seen a lot of these seats go through the shop over the years. Well, a lot of these seats go through the shop over the years tells me, this is what I think, it's not a current reproduction seat. Michael Paquette didn't know. These are 3/8 studs. They certainly had these stars, which we showed, various colors that you could buy when they came out with these studded seats in 47. These are the bags that came with the machine. This is Mr. Bill, our other 47 original paint. And like I said, I got this on a bike, a 53, about 4 years ago now. And the only thing I got out of the bike, I mean, I sold it for cost, was this seat. And I got it with, the idea of putting on the seat on a bike. And the seat had been on that bike for, I mean, I didn't talk to the guy. I got it through, very subtle, who said the guy, he'd known him for at least 20 years and had the seat on it. So it goes back a long ways. It's leather, it's old. So we're still trying to figure out exactly who, what, and where. That seat, which we're going to show you right now, let me turn these on. Okay. Let me borrow the camera. I'll grab the camera here. And I'm going to do my best to show this to you on camera. Still has the Harley Davidson stamping underneath of it. There you go. You can see it right there. Now, I've had plenty of seats over the years. Very few of them still have the stamping, especially that nice. Most of them just have a little that you can barely read. That one doesn't have any stamping. Almost none of these seats have stamping. I have all the seats I got, which is a few. So it's either this one or this one, I forget. One of them. Maybe I sold it. Yeah, one of those buddy seats like that. I had one. Had some stamping on it. Maybe it's this one. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. See, this one has Harley stamping on it. Okay, which is why I got it. And you could get them like this with no anything, no hind rails, no backs. But these ones, both of these have had the rail pulled off. They got no stamping on it. You follow? And they're actually overall nicer shape than this one. And this crusty one here, who knows when it was made? They made them for sure. They made this seat with no holes up to 39, so it's pre-war, pre-40. It still has a little bit of stamping on it. And that'll juice up really nicely for a real early bike when we get one that needs a seat. So vast majority of them don't have. I got a new old stock one over there, 40 seat, new old stock, no stamping on the bottom. So why that is, the post-war ones seem to have stamping more commonly, but they're later. So that could be what saved. The stamping could have worn off just from time. It's just a stamp with ink. They certainly didn't clear over it. But this particular seat, as nice as it is, has no stamping on the bottom, or any indication it was ever there, which could have fluffed away. My 1949 accessory catalog has this rail in it. Shows this rail, shows the earlier studded seat with the rail on it with the second hole here. So they were making this rail very early. 49, man, it's a 2-year-old bike. Hey, woo, I'll take one of them. Perfectly fine for accessory, in my opinion. The question is, when was this seat made and who made it? There's lots of aftermarket seats at the time. It could very easily be a Milsko seat that they sold to somebody else. That was real common. Think about this. Guide sold their lights to whoever. Cycle Race sold their lights to whoever. You think Milsko didn't do the same thing? Think again. So, everybody did. There was no exclusive contract back then. Harley wasn't a big company back then. It didn't have the power. Yeah, we'll take 100,000, but don't ever sell it to nobody else. They didn't have the power. Yeah, give us a few hundred, we'll see what happens. You don't have that kind of exclusivity when you're ordering like that. So, unless, if ever, I get a better seat, this is what's going to go on Mr. Bill. I'm perfectly happy with it. If anybody has any information on this seat, I'm all ears. So, but there we have it. This is number 6007. This is number 10,294. Depends on whose paperwork you believe. Harley Davidson made somewhere around 11,900 admitted 47 knuckleheads, which is about 1/4 of their production in 47. My invoices are very specific. That's from the era. They do not lie. Harley Davidson knuckleheads were absolutely made concurrently through the 48 year for months. I personally own number 12,500. So they made roughly 400 after that. 10,294 would have been made right about the end of August, according to the invoices I have. So let's go take a look at the motor and transmission real fast. Remind everybody that's waiting for that beautiful chassis. So, here is the motor and tranny that Duncan Keller built for that bike. Here, beautiful numbers, beautiful bike, waiting to go. And that's that. So if anybody has any information on more than what I've told everybody on the seats of that era, please get a hold of me. My email is huntingharleys@gmail.com. If there's anything else you want to see me put into the videos or talk about of the machines that we have, because I do like to give examples of what we're talking about, as opposed to just talking on camera. Here's the bike, here's the part. Let me know, we'll make us a video. And it can certainly be about something we've already done a video on, because a lot of new people subscribe or see the videos all the time. That's fine. So go ahead and give a nice little roundy on this beautiful bike. So I have fired it, I have ridden it, I had it running, was there at the man's house at 9 in the morning. I had it bought, loaded at 11. By 3 o'clock I had it out of the van, fired and back in the van, driving an hour and a half to go to my buddy Jim Long's place when I got it. Boom, boom, fired, bam. He rode it all weekend around Wasion, but it needs some love. It's going to have to wait. I've got too many irons in the fire that have to be done first. And I got to deal with my eye problem. I'm scared to work on this stuff at the moment. So, that's that. I like it just like it is. Every time I look at any one of these bikes, I fall in love all over again. If that's not how you feel about your motorcycle, get rid of it, get you another one. You should fall in love every time you look at your motorcycle. I don't care if you got a Sportster bobber that's a rat bike. Those need love too. Yes, they do. See you all in the next video.